Video walkthrough on Thor Freedom Elite. We'll start ourselves in the back. First things first, bumper caps. These bad boys come off. It's the perfect spot to store your sewer hose. These don't, oh, this one might actually. Yep, since this one is used, this one has a sewer hose from the previous owner. You can choose to use that one, or if you wanted to buy a new one, you can totally do that. But these come off. It's going to be the best spot to store your sewer hose. You do have a receiver in the back, so if you wanted to tow, you can definitely tow. Just keep in mind, you do have a 8,000 pound tow limit with a 500 pound tongue weight. But you have a 7-way here, or, yep, 7-way. This is good if you have a car dolly, or you have a built-in braking system for your car, like an Invisa brake or a brake buddy. You could tow your vehicle along with you. Or if you have a bike rack or a storage rack, that's perfect for that. You do have a ladder on there, so there's a walkable roof. I encourage you to go on the roof, inspect all your seals, all that. You don't want it to have a leak, so the more often you check your sealant up there and your roof material, the more often you fix it, the better off you will be in the long run. Big old storage here, lots of storage for some stuff, and then things left by the previous owner, couplings and all that for dumping. Fuel, unleaded fuel only, so very self-explanatory. Cable inlet, so if you're going somewhere that provides cable, you can hook it in through there, so that's an inlet for cable. Show cord comes out of this compartment, just locked. Right now we have it like this, but you can open this little cap right here, run the hose underneath, and then close this right there. It keeps it clean, makes it look tidy. Exhaust for your furnace. Every once in a while you're going to want to look here, make sure there's no debris, no spider webs, nothing like that in there. Clean it out anytime you see that. They do make screens for these. They don't recommend you run them with the screens on, but that's for like storage or transporting it. It's good to keep road debris, insects out of there. I've seen ones with a tiny bird in there, so just keep that in mind. Similar deal with your fridge. Clean up in here, clean in here, and then I would say once a year, take this panel off, wipe everything down there, blow any spider webs you see out of there. Moving along, city water connection. If you go in somewhere that provides water, this is where you're going to hook yourself up to. And then you won't need to run your pump or anything like that. It'll operate off of city water pressure. Excuse me. Water heater. So it's all set up to be used. The only thing you'll have to do is put your plug in there. Thread it in there by hand. 15/16 is your socket size. They make a tool for it. It's more like a box end wrench, and I always hit my knuckles on those. So I use a little baby socket with an extension, ratcheting wrench. You don't want to over tighten these, just get them tight enough so they don't leak. And then as soon as you get that plug in, hook up water, whether it's from city water or pump. It's going to fill automatically. Then you'll be good to go. You'll be able to turn it on gas, or I believe this is gas. It might be gas and electric. We'll know when we go inside. Besides that, keep it clean in here, clean in there. Do that regularly, about as often as you would clean all your other appliances. And then last recommendation, drain it after every trip. Not every use, you don't have to drain it every day, but after every trip, drain it. Because you don't want the water to sit in there, it'll get stagnant. But there's a specific way it needs to be drained. Before you pull that plug out to drain it, shut off all source of water, whether it's from your pump or city. Crack your pressure relief, water will come out of here. That's fine, everything out here is designed to get wet. Once it stops squirting out of there, snap it closed, and then you can take your plug out. If you neglect to do this first, you might end up getting a bath. And if you've been running it, you'll get a hot bath, because all that pressure, instead of relieving it from here, you're going to relieve it when you take that plug out. And it's whoosh, go shooting out, you might even lose the plug. So keep that in mind. If you do it, you only do it once, because you'll remember for next time. Storage underneath here. I believe this might actually be... Nope. That's access to your dump area. So that right there, that's where you hook your hose up to. That big valve over there, the black one, it's your black tank. Black tank is, you know, toilet water. And then your gray valve is your gray tank, which is your shower and your sink water. I always recommend making sure those are definitely all the way closed before you take that cap off. And then I do black tank first, let that get all the way empty. Once that's all the way empty, then I do gray. And what that allows, what that does, is that gray water will flush the hose out. That way you don't have to carry around a slightly less gross hose. Right here, that's going to be propane. The easiest way to tell which one's your propane, it's the only door that doesn't lock. Get your valve all the way to the left is on, all the way to the right is off. We'll leave it off for now. And then take it. You can take it. Places that fill it will fill these. Not like gas stations, they won't fill it, but like camping world, we fill it. I think there are some campgrounds that fill it. I might be wrong, but I have seen some campgrounds. And then you have a gauge here. 3/4 is full. There has to be room for expansion for vapors, about 20%, 20-25%. So keep that in mind. That 3/4, I'm not all the way full. No, that is all the way full. Right here, access to your generator to perform any maintenance. Oh, it's locked, and I don't have my key on me for it. But pop that open. You can actually take the panel for the generator off underneath there. You can start and stop it out there. Check your oiler, your air filter. You want to do that regularly just to make sure you're good running off your generator. Cab, we'll go more into that when we go inside. Right out here. Whoop, watch yourself because it comes out with some speed. TV for outside. Very nice. Below that, more storage. That's good for like chairs. This will be good for chairs. So if you have one of those folding portable grills, those fit perfectly in there. Outdoor power. It's GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit. So if one's gonna trip, they're all gonna trip. Over here, again, these are probably on some struts right here. So watch yourself. Yep, that one comes out real fast. Outdoor kitchen. Right here, you have a macerator. It's like a garbage disposal, but not quite. So I wouldn't be shoving like food scraps down there thinking it's a garbage disposal. It's a little macerator. Light in here, some storage. Mini fridge. This will only work when you're plugged in or running off the generator. But this would be good to store your extra beers or things you don't want to run all the way inside for to go get. And then, like I said, this has a lot of force behind it. So always stand to the side when you open them. Or be ready to catch it, because if it slips out your hand, I've been bopped in the chin with it, and they kind of hurt. Fresh fill. So if you're going somewhere where you know they don't provide water, and you want access to water, you can fill your onboard fresh tank. Fill it through here. Just open that. Rest your hose in there. Don't jam it in there. You're not trying to pressurize the tank. It's gravity fill. And when you start seeing water escape from around your hose and out here, you're full. Ideally, you don't want it to get to that point. You want it to monitor its filling progress via the monitoring panel inside. And then to drain it, and just like your water heater, every trip I recommend draining your fresh tank. You don't want to leave it half full for a few months, because now it'll get real stagnant, and it'll take a while to flush that smell out of there. This is your drain for it. We just turn it, and we'll let it drain. They fill them to test it, so we'll let it drain now. And then a little bit of storage back here that goes all the way through. So if you have a tall ladder, you can throw a ladder in there. I've seen them extending ladders fit good in there. All right, we'll head on to the inside right now. Nice. First things first, we'll start kind of down here. Got your controls for your main power. Click it up. That's going to connect your battery to everything. So this is like a battery disconnect. So if you, turn it on, it's going to connect your battery to everything. So anything that uses battery power will work. And that's good if you're storing this. And let's say you left the light on and now you don't want to open it all up again just to go to turn the light off. You can disconnect the battery if you were to unplug. Now a little tidbit about this, a lot of the times, and usually about 99% of the time, your radio in the dash, the radio, the touchscreen radio, and we'll get to that when we go there, the battery needs to be connected for that to work. You have a step light right here, which turns this light on and off. Awning. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go all the way open due to there being a wall there, but we'll let it go. A lot of times, and this one is probably the case, if your keys are in the ignition set to on or accessory, or even your car running, your awning will not open or close. It is adjustable. Just grab here, you can pull it down like that. So if it's raining, you can have water pitch off to one corner rather than all the way along the edge. It does not automatically stop when it's out, nor does it automatically roll in when it detects wind or rain. So you have to keep an eye out for that. If you roll it in wet, because it started raining real bad, roll it out, let the sun dry it, let it get dried off. You don't want water to be stored in there. It'll start to get squeaky. And then this right here, awning LED lights. So we'll watch that. Boom. To the right of that, you have an inverter that turns it on. It tells you your input voltage and all that. You can select it and all that. Right now, this will just tell you your current voltage. All right, now we're getting on to the good stuff. Light switch right here turns on the main lights. You'll come into here, turn this corner. Got your control panel for everything, so you can read how full propane is. Battery, fresh, as he's draining now, black and gray. Easy to easy. Generator, super simple. Push and hold stop until you see, boom, like that. You see the numbers up here? Starts right up. Now, some information about these generators. If you had your AC on and you had to unplug it for any reason and turn your generator off, let your AC turn off, let it turn completely off, then start your generator, let your generator warm up, and then you can run your AC. And you should let your generator warm up before you start using any major appliances. So don't immediately kick that generator on and then try to turn your AC on or run your microwave. Let it warm up first. So then you have your slide controls right here. So notice the slide right behind me. I always hold it open just for a few extra seconds. That's what's going to allow the motors on each side to stay in sync. We might as well keep going on this. You have tank heaters to keep your black and gray tanks from freezing. Turn them on here. Controls for your water pump. If you are going to pull from your onboard tank, you turn it on and off from here. Then water heater on propane and gas, propane and electric. You can run them both at the same time if you want to. However, if you are going to use electric, make sure you do have water in there. Thermostat, so cool. Goes 50. You can change the temperature. When you're on auto, if I set it to anything higher, it won't kick on because it already sensed that the internal temperature is what you have it set at. So that's why I always recommend auto. So that way if you have it set to 60, let's say 65, once the AC hits 65, it'll shut off and then it'll cycle on and off to help regulate that set temperature. If you had it on a high or low, it's going to run no matter what. So I always recommend auto. And then similar deal with heat. Now if you have your fan running, it's just going to run the fan on the AC. Easy peasy. And then heat, turn it to heat. You go all the way to 90. Kick your furnace on, you can hear it. The gas is off, so it won't light, so we'll turn it off. Now, when you turn your furnace off, the first thing you'll hear shut off is your burner. After your burner is off, you're going to hear that noise. That's your blower. It's going to run for a few more seconds, probably usually around 30 seconds. That's going to vent out all them gases that were unburned. Yeah, very, very simple. We will come up front. This is removable, so you can't pick this up and set it aside, and I think it actually is on backwards. No, that's all right. But that's gonna give you headroom in there to pick it up and move it out of the way. And then you have your lighter to get up and down there. So your cab. So the sides of your radio, it's pretty much like a standard Ford box truck. You got your headlight controls there. There are no daytime running lights, so you'll have to turn them on and off from that switch there. You have your dimmer for the lights. Dash, very simple. Get your trip. You can reset everything from here. Yep. Climate controls. That's your fan, your temperature, max AC, normal AC, ventilation, off, floor, mix, defrost. And then you have 12 volt outlets here. These are generally unused. The HDMI one, that's an HDMI pass-through. If you have a double male-ended HDMI cord and you wanted to have it pass through to your TV. USB charger, however, that's good for if you're plug that in, charge your phone while you're driving. Then you have your radio right here. Like I said, this radio doesn't work if your battery disconnect is disconnected, so make sure the battery's on. You can go, let's go to a channel where we can get some audio. Let's find something. It's gotta be something. Just so you guys can hear. There you go.
Want to give you one less worry in your life.
It's your radio. These are your presets down here. So you can push and hold to save a preset just like this.
$1,000 is coming soon. Whether you live
Boom, see, save that as a preset. You can hit the home button. Dual mirror, that's what's gonna, you can hook your phone through here and mirror your phone through that. USB, if you have music on a flash drive, you can plug it in through there. Same thing if you have it on an SD card, you can hook it through the micro SD slot there. Bluetooth phone, you can Bluetooth your phone to this. And make and take phone calls from here. Hit rear camera, that'll set it so it's the rear camera is just always on. That's good because a lot of people, since this is basically a big brick going down the road, a lot of people will tailgate you to save some gas. You know, you can go back to mode again. Home. These you put auxiliary in. You have an auxiliary cord if you want to hook your phone to that. AV, that'll be unused. Settings, you can mess with your settings here. Very simple. Very simple. And then this will also automatically switch to the reverse camera. When you switch, it will be a reverse camera when you switch it into reverse. Very simple. And then we'll push and hold, turn it off. That's pretty much it for your cab. We'll kind of wake our way back to the back now. This turns into a couch. All you do is, or turn to bed, pop these out. Here, I'm gonna. Just kind of here. I'm gonna set it down for just a sec. There. So you remove those, and you can grab this underneath here, lift up, pivot it down. Nice spot to sleep on. Twist your sparkler. The gas is off so it won't light. You're good to go. You can't turn them all on at once and then spark it. It'll turn all three on at once. To light your ovens a little bit differently, you can see in there, there's a pilot. What you do is you turn this to pilot, push and hold, and then you have to light that pilot with a barbecue lighter. Once it's lit, you can turn it whatever temperature, and then when you're done, you can turn it off like that. If you turn it to pilot when you're done, it shuts the burners off, leaves the pilot on. That's good for if you know you're going to use it again. Microwave, basic microwave, nothing real camper special about it. This is only going to work when you're plugged in or off your generator. And then you do have, this folds up there. GFCI protected outlets, USB ports down there too. Fridge, super simple. You have auto or gas. Auto is going to default to 110, so if that's what's on, it'll run off of that, whether it be from the generator or you plugged in. If you were to lose power, it's going to switch automatically to running off of propane. And then you have your temperature settings here. Last little bit about your fridge. They do take about 8 to 12 hours to get to operating temperature, so keep that in mind. Right here, big door to your bathroom. Bathroom's very simple. Got your toilet with a pedal on it right here. As long as you're pushing the pedal, it's going to keep flushing. Nice thing about your toilet is it's porcelain, so it'll feel nice and sturdy. Light switch in here. That's your resettable GFCI. If any of you GFCIs would have tripped, that's the outlet you reset it at. And then your shower. And then hold and press in. And that just closes it. You have a fan here. I always recommend running your fan if you're going to take a hot shower. It's going to keep the condensation and moisture off these walls. Yep, very simple. Towel rack on the back. Slide out in here. You have your controls right here for it. Plenty of storage above the bed, as well as lights underneath. Got a radio, so you can turn it on right here. Your different zones. So zone A is inside. If you have it zone B, it's just going to be outside. Hit band. You have different FMs for. You can have more than 6 sets. You can have 3 sets of 6. Presets. You hit band. You're going to go AM and FM. You can go mode, auxiliary in through there. Hit mode again. Auxiliary in 2. Very, very basic. Bluetooth button here. Hit Bluetooth. You'd look for Jensen JWM1A on your phone. Bluetooth your phone to this. Play music in or out like that. Very nice. Very simple. And then your volume controls, push and save presets, channels like there. Very easy to use. Light switch for in here. That was your controls for slide out. Plenty of cabinet space. Nice long clothes rack. And then you do have right here. Flip this up. Some hidden storage right here. So it's cable and power outlets. If you wanted to, you could. This is just a suggestion. You could drill a hole through here, mount a TV here, then have everything wired up through there. And then if you ever need to get access, you have like a hidden access now because there's a TV there to get back there. Right in the back, emergency exit. All you do, open these handles, pivot the window out, and jump out. Now I've heard from different people, some of these windows that when you pivot them out at a certain point, the whole window will fall out. I don't like ever taking the risk, especially with emergency exits that don't have any way of acting as a regular window. Don't ever open this unless you need to in an emergency. Yep. And then we'll run this in. Oh, you should have actually one last little bit. Right underneath here, your breaker boxes. All your breakers for your 110 appliances. All your fuses for your 12-volt appliances right here. You have 15s, a 5, and 2 40s. I recommend keeping an assorted box of fuses. That'll keep you from being lost without having a water pump or some of your lights working. And then just like the other side I was telling you, when you go all the way in or all the way out, hold the button for a few extra seconds. That's going to allow the motors to stay in sync. Alrighty then. That pretty much concludes your video tour of your Freedom Elite. I hope you guys enjoy it and get lots of good use out of it.